Let's bring in international security analyst Sajjan Gohel. He's director at the Asia Pacific Foundation and a leading expert on global security. Sajjan, do you believe these bombings are connected to one another? We're talking about more than a dozen attacks in 7 provinces.
Well, even though it does seem to be a very large incident, I think they are all connected because it's no coincidence, the timing of it. It's approaching the 1-year anniversary of the bombings at the Erawan Shrine in Bangkok. It also coincides with the birthday of the Queen of Thailand. So the timing was very symbolic, and we know that there has been a very virulent insurgency in southern Thailand in the past, but this level of coordination is unprecedented. We've not seen this type of coordination before in Thailand.
So talk to us about what exactly is going on in southern Thailand. Is it possible that these rebels could be behind these attacks? But targeting tourist destination and tourists, is that part of their MO?
Well, whoever ultimately is proven to be behind the attacks, it was designed to create economic, political, and social consequences. The insurgency in southern Thailand is led by ethnic Malay separatists. They are Muslim. They have felt that in the past they haven't been given enough autonomy and economic investment, even though parts of southern Thailand are very popular for tourism, such as Koh Samui and also other parts as well. Now, the problem is that the situation remains in a state of paralysis. There has been no real solution. The social tensions increase. And with the fact that politically Thailand still remains unstable, that feeds into the security problems that exist in the country.
So you believe political divisions here also play a factor?
They play a role. When you have elements of the military that are at odds with parts of the political process in Thailand, just now the new constitution is being approved, which gives the military more power and control over the country's governing process. That's been opposed by some political parties. That's also been opposed by elements in southern Thailand. Unfortunately, it creates a vacuum that can be exploited by extremists, whether they are transnational or whether they are local.
Sajjan, what do you make of the fact there's been no claim of responsibility? Does that say anything to you one way or another?
Well, it's important to find out more information as to who the culprits can be, because my concern is just like with the bombing with the Erawan Shrine attack last year, is that the Thai authorities will not make a big investigation of this. In many ways, they want this to go away quickly because they are naturally worried that an attack undermines the economy, it hurts the tourism industry, and they don't want to maybe publicize that this is an act of terrorism. I'm afraid there's no real other way to see it. They want to talk about it being criminality. In many ways, that's a distinction without a difference, because a lot of these groups tend to cooperate with the criminal nexus and the terrorist nexus. So I'm afraid it is probably terrorism. I think it's probably connected to groups in southern Thailand. I would be very worried if it has a more transnational agenda.
I thought it was interesting that authorities came out so quickly and said they've ruled out international terrorism. Isn't it too soon to rule really anything out?
It is too soon. And we know that in the case of international terrorism with groups like ISIS, you don't have to even travel to Iraq and Syria to align yourself with them. There are people that will declare themselves part of the so-called Islamic State without even having actually connected themselves to that. Now, the fact is that southern Thailand has a history of problems, of insurgent movements, of attacks. Every now and again, it implodes. But as we've been talking, this is on a much larger scale than we've seen before. It's not in one part of southern Thailand. It's in multiple locations, and it was designed to hit at tourism. So this is a warning sign for the Thai authorities, because this may not be a one-off. This could be part of an attempt to hurt the country economically in the future.
And what about the number of people who've been detained? From what I understand, at least 2 people are in custody. How much information do you think they will provide to authorities that can help them figure out what happened here?
Well, the fact is that there have been so many attacks in different parts of southern Thailand that each part of the investigation needs to be threaded together, because it's like a piece of the puzzle. Putting those pictures together, one can actually ascertain just how big this network is, how sophisticated it is. Is it just domestic? Are they receiving guidance from abroad? Are they communicating with people online? Because that's something we're also noticing, that even with these local insurgencies, they are taking guidance and instructions through new media platforms as to how to prepare explosives, how to carry out attacks. And the fact that these were timed with mobile phone devices, again, that's a developing strategy that terrorist groups are using, not that we've seen in the past in southern Thailand.
All right, we'll leave it there. Sajjan Gohel, thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Pleasure.